Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to discuss Kong Skull Island. It's going to be my first speculation video. And the one thing we're going to speculate on is the island in and of itself. Now, this topic came up in a couple of conversations in the Nation Facebook page. And the question is whether Skull Island will double as Monster Island as well for the Godzilla universe or this Kaiju universe that Gareth and Thomas Tull and Legendary are developing. Now, interestingly enough, I think there's a good chance of this. First of all, Kong Skull Island or Skull Island is obviously very important in the Kong universe. It also plays host to many, or plays home to many different creatures of many different sizes. And in different iterations of King Kong, we've seen different monsters on this island. One of the things we see most commonly are dinosaurs. And I really think that there's a good chance Kong Skull Island will definitely double as Monster Island. Now, the reason for this is, number one, because of the inhabitants, because of the fact that many of these creatures are going to be very, very large. If you've seen some of the promo shots and some of the, if you saw, like, for example, the MTV promotion for Kong Skull Island, then you saw that Kong's big. The skulls there and everything, they were rather huge. So I really do think there's a very good chance that not only are we going to see some of these creatures, but we're going to see them in extraordinary size. To develop a separate island full of monsters would defeat the purpose, because now you're kind of being redundant. Why have another island full of monsters when you already have one? So I really do think there's a good chance they're going to incorporate Skull Island into Monster Island as this universe develops. Now there is a chance that they won't as well, because one thing you got to remember, we're getting a Kong Skull Island. Right now, we don't know if we're going to get a second or third Kong movie after that. We can assume that if the movie does well, we will. But then, during that time, what do you do to develop Godzilla's universe? And now that these other monsters are coming along, where are they going to be from? So, for that reason, there is a good chance that we could also get a separate island full of monsters. But I really strongly believe there's a good chance we will have one island, and that may be the island that humanity tries to steer all these monsters to let them inhabitate this place as their way of life. They can live there. If they want to fight there and throw down, that's their business, as long as they don't bother society. And depending on what we see in Skull Island, depending on what kind of monsters we see there, even if there's a chance that we get a glimpse at maybe a throwaway Toho monster in the Kong movie, just as a way to let us know that, yes, there are going to be monsters that we may be familiar with on this island. One of the things many people have spoke about, and I've even spoken about, is the chance of seeing Kong have a rematch with Gorosaurus from back in the day. There's a chance it probably won't happen, but it would be a good send-off. It would be a good reminder of what they're going to do. It'll also really tip us in the direction as to whether or not Skull Island will be Monster Island, even though Gorosaurus, for example, was from both. I don't remember 100% from the Kong movie from back in the 60s whether or not the island he was on was a monster type island or if it was Skull Island, the Toho version. So we don't know exactly 100%, or at least I don't remember that. But I just have a strong feeling, to avoid redundancy, to establish the universe further and to bring it closer together, I do think that Skull Island will eventually turn into Monster Island as the universe progresses, as more monsters get discovered in this universe. I just think there's a really good chance of that. And I don't think it'll be a bad thing. I think once we establish Skull Island, once we get to discover Skull Island and we see where Kong is from and we see all these other creatures that are there, it would make sense if humanity's way of dealing with these creatures is trying to steer them all in one spot for a multitude of reasons. Number one, so they can watch them. So they can study them, maybe watch them, see their movement, where are they going, where are they headed. The other thing also is to maybe keep them somewhere where they can live, a home, someplace that they can stay and they can live off the land. And if they have feuds, it's their feud on their island and it doesn't destroy humanity and buildings and cities. Will that happen? Probably not. You think about a monster like Godzilla, and he's not exactly, the kind of monster to stick around. He's tends to be very aquatic. He likes to be in the water. So there is always a good chance that Godzilla is just going to jump ship and head into the water and go wherever he pleases. But I think that would be the plan, and I think it makes sense from a story standpoint, and you're developing your universe, that if you already have an island full of creatures, that doesn't make sense to make another one. I think it makes sense that as the story in the universe grows and more monsters get discovered, that they try and circulate them all to one spot and try to have that be their habitat so that humanity can live where they live and the monsters have their own land. Question is, A, how many large monsters are going to be on this island? And B, just how big is this island? Can it house creatures of that size all on one island? I don't know. It'd have to be pretty big. It'd have to be pretty big. They'd be able to travel that island quite a bit, circle that island a number of times quite easily. So we'll see. But yes, I do think there's a chance Skull Island will play as a monster island for Legendary's Godzilla universe. And the only reason I think it won't is because once these other monsters from Toho start coming into the fold, we're going to need a place for them to originate from. And where eventually, if they don't die, if some of them actually live, we're going to need a place to put them. So I don't think they're going to originate from Skull Island. And if you're going to put them someplace, I guess in 2018, let's say, for example, Mothra and Rodan live, by that time, we would have already been introduced to Skull Island, so they could try and put them there. Maybe you have a Kong throwdown with Mothra. That'd be pretty interesting. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Share your comments in the, share your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know, do you think Skull Island may turn into a monster island? Do you think they'll actually have two separate islands? It could go either way. I really think it'll be 50-50. I think there's a good cause for either or. But we'll have to see as things start heating up. Obviously, we're going to be probably getting a Kong Skull Island trailer come Comic-Con. Hopefully, we get to see it. But until then, this is Rob signing off for ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching ETN. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit ETN's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description. You're watching ETN. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to discuss Kong Skull Island. It's going to be my first speculation video. And the one thing we're going to speculate on is the island in and of itself. Now, this topic came up in a couple of conversations in the Nation's Facebook page. And the question is whether Skull Island will double as Monster Island as well for the Godzilla universe or this Kaiju universe that Gareth and Thomas Tull and Legendary are developing. Now, interestingly enough, I think there's a good chance of this. First of all, Kong Skull Island or Skull Island is obviously very important in the Kong universe. It also plays host to many, or plays home to many different creatures of many different sizes. And in different iterations of King Kong, we've seen different monsters on this island. One of the things we see most commonly are dinosaurs. And I really